It's finally time. I'm glad you're here. Because it's time for Monster Hunter Bad Takes 3. Finally. Oh, also don't mind my name. If you ever wondered how tacky I was, yeah, Wyverian PC. Just so you can know that I'm playing on PC. I'm actually going to find a way to change that, by the way. Because, maximum tack.
Played only about 20 minutes, but it was enough to realize this game is simply put, dull. You can hide in a bush before a predator that is chasing you, right in front of his eyes. He's like, oh, I guess he just disappeared. He's definitely not in this bush that he just climbed into. Right then I decided to quit, only to realize that it is not possible. You can't quit during an active quest. Really, I can't quit a video game. Ended the process and uninstalled.
Hey y'all, come look at this.
So look here. The fact that you couldn't even figure out that there's a way to quit a quest? I mean, there's two ways to quit a quest. You want to abandon, or you just want to return? Huh? You want to leave and keep your items, or do you want to leave and not keep your items? It's as simple as that. It's in the menu, the quest menu. If you can't even figure that out, it's a good thing you uninstalled the game. I mean, it's pretty much it. You see this? This is his salt. We're gonna take his salt and we're gonna consume it.
Cover all 9,000 taste buds. Aerate it. Warm it up. Driving up that top note, that cream, pure vanilla, sweeteners. That's a 10.
Honestly, the SNS is a pretty garbage weapon. Its attack speed is terrible and it has the range of a toothpick. Even if oils made their return, I still wouldn't pick up that trash. I'll just stick to spamming bowguns on everything because that's the most effective strategy.
What the? Garbage? Trash? Toothpick? What the?
Oh my god! Even though they broke. Oh my god!
This entire take hurt my feelings. I mean, look at me using the sword and shield now. Is that a toothpick to you? I mean, that's actually pretty long. That's a pretty long SNS. Jesus Christ. This take is like so disrespectful to the SNS. Do you know how much damage this weapon can do in Iceborne? It's probably one of the most damaging melee weapons in the game. Like, excuse me? You pop on a really good meta set and perfect rush all day. Damage.
Unpopular opinion. As someone who's played MH for 6 years now, sharpness isn't a good mechanic.
Explain more, Sir Veteran.
It doesn't really need to exist. It only exists to make you stop for like 10 seconds or lower your damage as you attack.
So this is actually a very sophisticated bad take. Like, it's like bad, but also kind of good. Like, this person makes some type of sense. But I think sharpness is actually a good system. Now, I think they already circumvented what was annoying about it by having finite amounts of whetstones. Because you don't use a whetstone once and then have the shit disappear into thin air. I thought that was kind of dumb. So now that we have just one whetstone to use, that's fine. I think sharpness modifiers are great for Monster Hunter. And it's kind of unique. I mean, it's better than having your weapon just break. Can you imagine just smashing a Rathalow's head in and then like your sword just breaks and then like you're fucked? Gotta go back to camp and get a new sword. What the
SNS has turned into more of a support role instead of damaged based. If you are looking for high element, go with dual blades.
No, I'm still sad. It didn't work.
What the fuck? How? How has it turned into more of a support weapon when it was more of a support weapon in older gens? Like, even then, like, it's not... Okay, the hunting horn isn't just a support weapon. Just to throw that out there, okay? It can be used as support. Like, sword and shield can be used as support. It's, or should I say, it's a really easy weapon to use as support, okay? Alright, I'm protecting myself from the comment section. So, yes. But, even now, you can still use SNS as a nice support weapon. But it is capable of so much more, especially in Iceborne. And even in Rise, the damage is insane. There's so much more utility. I don't want to hear that shit. Put some respect on Sword and Shield.
I don't use mantles or those stupid iframe moves. You can do things by learning monsters.
Okay, this sounds like, you know that one person in the comment section that just always, they're like super duper casual. So because they don't know what they're talking about, they don't know what the fucking iframe is, right? So they're gonna say, yeah, I don't use those dumb iframes. I just learned the monster and yeah, I just play the game that way. I don't need to do all that complicated stuff. What the fuck?
Character creation models were super fugly. Impossible to make a hot character. In fact, the character models in Conan look better than this garbage. Couldn't get past the hideous character creation. Tried to refund but they refused me, so here I am leaving a thumbs down recommendation.
Are you crazy? How are you gonna... What? The character creation in this game... Okay, look, compared to some games, sure. It may be bare bones or whatever. Look, it's no different than Final Fantasy XIV. These games have really nice looking character models, and it's all just different presets, which is fine. I'm not really looking for something where I can just, you know, have a bunch of sliders and just make the Joker. Like, even though that's fun in like Dark Souls and stuff, yeah, it's great. But look, the character models look great in this game. And I mean, it's the best they've ever looked in Monster Hunter, honestly. And I'm so happy about that. But I mean, come on. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at characters from Conan. Let's take Conan Exiles, right? Let's take a look. So here's a female character from Conan Exiles. So you know what? I'll give it to them. They have these models in Conan, at least that one looks really good. You know, I think I'm gonna play Conan Exiles. I mean, that actually looks really good. What the... But answer me this. You can come to Monster Hunter World and you can have this.
In this game, that's the complexity of jobs and rotation below. So probably it's kind of difficult to compare these two because the games operate very differently with very different feeling GCDs, but all the jobs in 14 have their own unique...
With all due respect, I really like the character models in Monster Hunter World. Though, from what I've seen from Conan, looking pretty good. The game itself, not too great. But, that's it for today's Monster Hunter Bad Takes. Or at least for this week's Monster Hunter Bad Takes. So, yeah, if you enjoyed all these bad opinions, or mildly bad opinions, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Click the bell icon so you can know when more videos come, because we're gonna do more bad takes and we're gonna do more other things. I couldn't word that any better. So yeah, also if you're on Twitter, check out the Monster Hunter Bad Takes Twitter page, because that's where I get most of the bad takes from. It's pretty funny. Oh, also, Months Under Wholesome Takes. Yes. We're gonna look at the wholesome side of the community as well, not just the bad side. So, I hope you enjoyed. Yeah. This is goodbye for now, my children.